In 2025, a powerful wave of mass protests is sweeping across the globe, largely fueled by the energy and determination of Generation Z. From the bustling streets of Asia to the vibrant cities of Africa and the historic squares of Europe, young people are demanding profound political change. But what exactly is driving this global surge in youth activism, and why are Gen Z individuals taking to the streets with such conviction? One primary catalyst is economic grievances, as Gen Z faces high unemployment, soaring costs of living, and limited access to essential resources. They are the second generation, after millennials, to own less than their predecessors at the same age, fueling deep frustration with governments perceived as failing them. Political dissatisfaction is another major factor, as Gen Z expresses growing distrust in traditional political establishments. They feel unrepresented and unheard, perceiving a significant gap between political promises and actual delivery, leading to a demand for genuine change. Widening social inequality and a profound sense of injustice also drive these movements, as the stark contrast between the elite and ordinary young people becomes increasingly visible. Digital connectivity and social media are central to Gen Z's activism, enabling rapid organization and information dissemination. Platforms like Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and Telegram facilitate quick mobilization and the sharing of tactics across international borders. Unlike past movements, Gen Z often seeks pragmatic, reformist, and policy-oriented changes, demanding accountability from economic elites and better public services. Their desire for systemic change pushes for transparency and an end to corruption, rather than merely toppling governments. Gen Z is also highly aware of global issues, expressing solidarity with movements worldwide on topics like climate change and social justice. They draw inspiration and share symbols, tactics, and strategies, creating a truly interconnected global movement. Digital activism is a hallmark of these movements, leveraging online platforms for fundraising, spreading awareness, and organizing events. They're adept at using memes, viral content, and digital campaigns to capture attention and mobilize widespread support. Many Gen Z movements are decentralized and organized as networks, making them particularly resilient and difficult for authorities to suppress. A key symbol of solidarity and defiance across various Gen Z protests is the Straw Hat Pirates' Jolly Roger flag from the Japanese manga series One Piece. Frustration with traditional political channels often leads Gen Z to engage in direct action, including street protests, demonstrations, and strikes. Movements learn from each other, drawing inspiration and exchanging tactics across national borders, fostering a global network of activism. In Nepal, protests against corruption and a social media ban led to the Prime Minister's resignation, showcasing the power of youth-led movements. Madagascar saw demonstrations over water and electricity shortages escalate, resulting in the dissolution of the government and the president fleeing. In Morocco, youth-led protests under the banner Gen Z 212 demanded better education, healthcare, and an end to systemic corruption. Kenya experienced protests against proposed tax hikes and police brutality, reflecting widespread frustration with government policies and economic hardships. Indonesia's protests, triggered by anger over lawmakers' perks and the cost of living, led to deadly unrest and significant government changes. Despite their impact, these movements face significant challenges, including government repression, often met with unlawful force. Maintaining engagement and translating online activism into sustained political change remains a constant struggle. The digital nature of these movements also makes them vulnerable to manipulation, misinformation, and the spread of inauthentic narratives. There's also the risk of political actors attempting to co-opt these powerful movements for their own agendas. Nevertheless, Gen Z-driven protests are undeniably reshaping the political landscape worldwide, amplifying youth voices in global discourse. Their long-term impact is still unfolding, but these movements will likely continue as long as governments fail to address the fundamental issues of inequality, corruption, and lack of opportunity.